In questo video vi portiamo dentro una gara memorabile. Il protagonista? Alessandro Ottaviani, senior coach di Università del Sim Racing e pilota R8G, capace di firmare una vittoria incredibile nel secondo round del DTM eSports Championship 2025 al Norisring. Ma non guardare solo il risultato, fai attenzione ai comportamenti in pista, alle linee che cambiano giro dopo giro, sempre alla ricerca di quel pertugio impossibile, perché su questo circuito trovare spazio è un'arte. E poi il finale, una vera scarica di adrenalina, quella che solo una grande vittoria sa regalare. Mettetevi comodi, alzate il volume. Qui si parla di Simracing vero.
Isaac Price is in the McLaren, and you've got the BMW of Alessandro Ottaviani, who is just not quite close enough here. Looks like Isaac Price has got this start nailed. He's almost on his own row here. As we're about to come towards the start of this race, we're about to go green light racing. We are off and we are running. So the cars in the back seemed like they started a little bit earlier there, but can the BMW keep hold of second position and maybe even chase down for the lead here? He has got ahead of Isaac Price. They are going to be going through their side-by-side. Isaac has to leave the room. And has Ottaviani got an overlap for the chicane? I think he has. This goal he doesn't. He does not. He has to back out of it. It looked like he had. Isaac Price, though, for the first time was under a bit of pressure. Look at this. Florian Hasse he's up into third position, I think. He's going to get past Ben Banky. Lucas Muller is moving down the order. Haas has now dropped down to fifth. Hold on, he was in third, now he's fifth. What happened there?
Now Lucas Muller down the inside here of Ben Banky, as it's the Porsche versus the Ferrari coming off the corner there. Coming towards the and completing the first lap here. Obviously that Porsche going to get a little bit of the slipstream from the two leaders, but that's not really going to help the Lamborghini having the legs coming down into the braking zone for turn number one. Can Hasse complete this, excuse me, I was going to say Lambo, it's Ferrari, isn't it? Oh. Ferrari has the legs down the straight around the outside, still unsuccessful in making this move though.
Tim Yarshall was P8, by the way. He's up to 8 positions, and he was sending it into turn one there. As we see Ben Banky, oh, he's going to run deep here. This should give an opportunity on the exit of the chicane for Lucas Muller to get the inside line down towards that final corner. But yeah, Tim Yarshall is up into 8th position. He has had a great start to this race. It looked like he's making a move into turn one on this lap as well. As we see now, Lucas Muller should finally get this done, I think. There we go, should hang the Ferrari out to dry. Lucas Muller moves to third, which is phenomenal news, by the way, for the front two. Ottaviani will be loving this. He'll love a little 1v1 versus Isaac Price. The BMW does look very good on the race run, so does the McLaren. So this suits them perfectly. I don't think you'll see Ottaviani try and put too much pressure on. But again, they're fighting for P2, which is perfect for the leaders. Lucas Muller's fighting against two Durr cars. Behind him, the Ferrari loses out. And actually, Florian Hasse, now in the Lamborghini version of that Durr eSports car, is going to move forward. The gap now, though, 2 seconds, the advantage for the front two over the rest of the field.
Hasse just sailing around the outside there at turn number one. Puts his teammate behind him. Now we'll have a crack at Lucas Muller at some point. He just has to catch up another 10th for a second or so to give himself the opportunity here. But you can see the top two, because all this battling are pulling away as Philip Drace and Yarshall, the tangle.
Yeah, Yarshall dropping down the order here, so he managed to get from 16th up into 8th position. But there was contact between him and I believe Philip Drace. Philip Drace now 2 positions up the road. And all of a sudden, Andika Rama Maulana's now up to P9. Drafostikov is in P8. Fiduci's in P7. So yeah, it's almost panic stations here for Yarshall. I think he's realised that, you know, if he doesn't get a good result here, it becomes increasingly difficult with only 4 rounds to go for him to really assert himself into this championship hunt, as he sends it once again down the inside there of Turkka Häkkinen. Häkkinen trying to do his very best there to help his teammate Drace out. It's not going to work out, but Yarshall, as much as he's had a fantastic start here, he's just had a little stumbling block to now negotiate. He's moved back down to 11th.
Yeah, back down, and a little bit of battling behind them as well.
Oh, Jari.
It's Häkkinen.
What a move.
Yeah.
Deliciously done there by Jari. He moves up a position as well. Sorry, no, was it Jari?
Juhas.
No, yeah, it's Juhas. Sorry, it's Juhas. Again, they both got the same livery car. Can Juhas hold on? As we see, Yarshall now going to try and go around the outside of Drace, and Drace is going to hang him out to dry. Yarshall will get the overlap on the outside down towards the chicane in the middle of this circuit. It's not going to work out, though. Drace will squeeze him as he should. And, well, they're going to try and go through here side by side. Oh, that's a brilliant move by Yarshall, by the way. My God, that is commitment. He's managed to make it stick, and he's flying through this pack. He just cannot afford to make any more mistakes.
absolutely, but Drace will come back at him though. And Yasha has to take the defensive inside line for the final corner. Juhas is on the back of this one, looking for an opportunity too. They're absolutely nose to tail as they head their way up towards the timing beam now. Where is the opportunity for Drace? Usually the inside is favoured in towards turn number 1. It's not impossible to go around the outside, but that's what Drace will have to do here. He has to go late enough on the brakes to be able to do this, but he isn't.
No, Juha's now going to try and get involved here as well, not quite close enough to do so. They've now also put Mitchell back involved in all of this. Luciano Whitbert maybe with an opportunity. The Dutchman currently in 16th position. Front two, by the way, are now nearly 3 seconds ahead of everyone. So Ottaviani just sitting in behind Isaac, getting dragged along. And then at the latest or the latter stages of this race, he'll maybe try and make something happen. And actually, Ottaviani will maybe try and do the undercut. He'll be hoping that everybody comes in early. Isaac stays out for as long as he possibly can, and then with a couple of laps left before the pit window closes, Ottaviani will come in. But ultimately, Isaac can just respond whenever he wants to. So here's the battle then. We've got Feducci in the number 46. You've got Dravozikov currently in 8th position, and then you've got Kripner up ahead. You can see there Gianmarco Feducci smiling. He's a beautiful man, I tell you. I've got a fair few man crushes. Gianmarco is one of them.
Are they all Italian sim racing drivers? Because you said the same about Enzo Benito.
Yeah, no. You don't have to be Italian, but it helps.
We found your type.
Yeah, we found my type, guys. Italian sim racing. But yeah, Feducci keeping Leonard Kripner very honest in this. With Dravozikov, Rama Maulana all closely contesting this position. Dre's has dropped down. Oh, Dre's facing the wrong way, I think. Yeah, he's massive. Or is he pitting? Hold on, is Dre's pitting right now? Maybe he is. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so the pit window is open. So the pit window has opened, so I guess it's 5 minutes into the race. So Philip Dre's has decided, you know what, I'm coming in. Keep an eye on this and watch exactly where he comes out here, because then we'll be able to gauge what sort of margin it is. So obviously he's got to put the 4 fresh tyres on. Isaac Price and Ottaviani is really the key positions we're watching out for here. So they're coming into the final corner. This is going to be close, between them and the people that pit. So where does Dre's come out in all of this? Well, no, he's going to come up behind them. All right. So he actually might come out exactly like where he was once he gets dropped down. Yeah, so here we go. So he's going to get dropped down. He was, remember, battling with Tim Yarshall. Where is Yarshall in all of this? So Yarshall's just a little bit further up the road. There he is. So Dre's, it's basically like a lap at about 5 seconds is the difference in pit stop. And Dre's now is going to come out in the pack, and you're in trouble. You just cannot afford, I don't think you can afford to pit early. But ultimately, because if everybody slows each other down with the way the pit stops work, the leaders are going to come out in traffic regardless because the track's so small. So this race may seem like it's done with the front two, but it absolutely isn't. Anything can happen.
It's good information for the drivers as well. So you kind of come out about where you are right now, but 3 to 5 seconds further back.
Can he attack? So he's getting blue flags. It's so weird.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So if you have a space back there, you can work it out in the timing, saying, I'll come out roughly here, and I should have a little bit of space to run in that I won't be tripping over too many people. Then that might influence your decision when it comes to pitting here.
I think Ottaviani and Price, if Feducci and Dravozikov come in, and Kripner, once those three have come in, that's their gap. So I'm sure that their engineer is probably pointing that out. So as soon as those three make that decision, it's a case of that, Ottaviani would be the key one there to make an early decision and go, yeah, I'm going. There's a space there, I can drive into it, perfect, and then we move. It's just so interesting. And it's the pit stop is always interesting in this championship, but this track specifically is just its own narrative.
Yeah, it is. It's deceivingly simple, but it can, it can be responsible for very interesting little intricacies that can happen in these sorts of races. With people pitting and then coming out one lap down in some cases. So it's it's an interesting one for that. Thankfully, we have no chance of safety car or anything being deployed. So
No.
there won't be a situation where I know at some tracks people can get trapped a lap down if the safety car comes out at the wrong time. But thankfully we don't have such a thing here.
No, there'll be no free pit stops or anything like that for drivers to stay out longer. So yeah, there's nothing to be worried about in regards to that. But yeah, this will be super interesting. Like already, I'm just wondering whether they make that decision. I just think the gap isn't quite there. So it really is Leonard Kripner, Gianmarco Fiducci, and Drovoskov. I think once 2 of those 3 come in, that might be the trigger for Ottaviani. So keep an eye on that. That might be the one prediction I get right in a year.
You won a year, yeah?
I only get 1 a year. I'm right once a year in sim racing. So you know,
we're
and if I'm wrong, yeah, I've not got anything right yet. So.
But yeah, well, we'll see if that changes. I mean, you could try and hedge your bets and just say Price wins this race, right? You know, you're like that's the most likely thing that'll happen. Of course, we're still waiting. You know, we'll wait to see how this pit stop phase turns out. We'll see how they hold on to the tyres, but in terms of a favourite at the moment, you can't go far wrong with the Brit.
No, he's looking very, very good indeed. The longer this goes on, though, the gap between Banky and Hasser becomes more interesting, or the gap between Banky and Kripner becomes more interesting. So the longer that comes out, as soon as that gets to sort of 8-9 seconds, then there is an opportunity, 100% for them to come in and find that gap, like Alessandro or Isaac. So yeah, keep an eye out on this. I think Isaac could probably filter into that gap now. Ottaviani not quite there, as yeah, they're coming into. Oh, the time just closed up there. I wonder whether they're coming into the pits now. But yeah, Isaac Price still leads this race. Ottaviani still in second, 9 tenths of a second. As we're on board, we were on board there with Fiducci. No one yet deciding to come in from that second kind of group, apart from Dreis, who did come in earlier on. Where is Dreis in all of this now? So he's got Julian Kunzer, Michal Neg also around him as well. They've all come in to the pits as well. And actually, Dreis has dropped back behind Vera, Berliak, lots of it. I think he's had issues. He must have had some issues somewhere. Oh no, he's 19th. Okay, so he's actually ahead of that group of cars. So yes, it's Kunzer, who's also in behind him.
Indeed it is. I get the feeling the race has calmed down
Yes.
quite a significant amount as people are sort of waiting to see what happens in terms of these pit stops. I guess people don't want to go too risky at the moment and risk losing too much time in a long protracted battle that they could have just not done and saved that time and put themselves in a better position for the end for after the pit stops.
Yeah, I think what Dreis was hoping was to get some clear track and then drive into that space in front of him, like a couple of tenths of a lap. Because he came in so early, that may end up being sort of 2-3 seconds, which would put him up the order significantly, probably in a battle for third or holding on to third. But the fact that he's come out in traffic has just killed his opportunity there. I think the leaders are actually behind traffic now. Am I not mistaken? No, it wasn't. So that was another R8G car. That was the other BMW, which would have been Klaffenberg. I think it was Klaffenberg that's was in a bit of traffic there. So there we go. There is Klaffenberg. They have negotiated it. And actually, there's 2 R8G cars there, isn't there? So they're now battling for position. Again, Klaffenberg, still one of my favourite names in sim racing. A very nice name to say. But a gap now. Let's look at the Kripner. I tell you what, the gap between Banky, Kripner, and Fiducci is the gap that Price and Ottaviani could probably, or at least Price could now force himself into. So the option's there now, and I'm sure his engineers are telling him the same thing. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for an opportunity to bring the car in around the midway point of this race, not have to wait too long to really maximise their race. But if they don't believe the gap's there, they're just going to go as long as they can. As long as they can, make sure everyone's pit, and then it should naturally give them that free track to work with.
It depends on what the traffic situation is going to be further ahead as well, because at some point the head of the snake will catch the tail, and then that makes things a bit more complicated for the race leaders.
No one's coming in, say, looking back down the grid order there. It doesn't look like anybody's coming into the pits, no. So again, the lead sort of, pretty much everyone apart from, the top 17 have all yet to pit, and then everyone behind them have pits. So we've basically got 50-50 now. Oh, crikey, that's deep. So that is deep there. Which Porsche was that? Oh, was that Philip Dreis? Or was that
Drovoskov?
Oh, it's Drovoskov. Right. So that was an interesting line through there. There's a gap to work with for Yarshall. They get a little bit of argy-bargy there. I'd be very surprised now if Yarshall doesn't decide to bring the car in. Now, if he's hit a bit of a roadblock and he feels like he's massively faster than that car in front, there's an opportunity. He's the driver that needs to take a chance to make something happen here. If he's being significantly slowed down, there's no reason to stay out there as we head to the halfway point of this race. And actually, for him, luckily, it is Igor that comes in and he doesn't need to. So I think he does the opposite there. Oh, well, no. He tried to... I think he's tried to pump fake him there and not gone in. Yeah, he's not gone in. He's definitely not gone in. I think he was like, oh, I'm going to go in. Or is he just let him go? And maybe thinks he's just, you know what, you're quicker than me. I can maybe I can have a better race by not fighting you. And my end position is going to be better, you know, for both of us, because we're not going to be slow going side by side with each other. So maybe he's just being clever there and just gone, do you know what, you go, Tim, you're quicker than me, drag me along.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Yarshall up into P8, the recovery drive from the poor qualifying session in full swing. Of course, our sprint race winner. The problem with that is, though, we have double points for a main race. So it gets a bit, you know, it gets a bit sketchy where, if, okay, you're doing so well in sprint races, but never put it together in the main race, that's not going to win you a championship, unfortunately.
No, right, we need to go on board with Drvozikov now. And we need to figure out where he comes out in terms of Drays, to figure out if Drays has managed to gain any time here. So there is Drays, there is, what's going to be a long pit exit, isn't it? Christ, how's he managed to get into that spot there efficiently with that wall there? Christ, that's not the one you want to be on, is it? You don't want to be the first one there. Right, so there is Drays. He's going to be coming down towards that final corner. Drvozikov will not be dropped down for a while yet. Drays, of course, has got some sort of track to work into now as well, a bit of clear air, but the fresh tyres effect would have gone. This will be the longest pit exit of all time for Drvozikov. And once they go past the exit of the pits, we'll see exactly what's going on. So where is Drvozikov? There he is, and he's miles ahead, isn't he? Yeah, that's not worked out for Drays at all. That has not worked out for Drays at all, although all four of those cars are now with each other. So the teammates are together. So it's going to make a great photo opportunity. There's a BMW. They're facing the wrong direction. It's a retirement, I guess. Fiduci's in. Okay. Now this makes it interesting, doesn't it? So Fiduci's come in. And now this really does open up for the leader. So Ottaviani, does he try and make a decision here to affect the race and come in? I think he's just going to do exactly the same as Isaac here, you know, just settle for second.
Actually, it's a good amount of points for a second here in these main races. So I wouldn't blame him if he decided to sort of take the slightly more conservative approach for the second half of this race. Someone who can't be conservative right now, though, is Lucas Muller, because he's got Florian Hasse right up his trumpet.
Yeah, it's one way of putting it, isn't it? Juha speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear, that is less than ideal. But yeah, you're right. Lucas Muller has got Hasse right up his trumpet, as you said. That caught me off guard. Try and hold on to a podium position. We don't believe Drays is pushed into that podium fight. He's a bit far back. Or I don't believe he has at a minimum there. As Isaac Price comes in. Right, okay. So Isaac Price is into the pits. So I believe he comes out right ahead here of Ben Spanky. I think that's the sort of the hole he's trying to fill, if you like, on this grid. And I could be well wrong here. But if he does come out just ahead of Ben Spanky, I am a genius, and I might have to become a race engineer.
It would be the second thing prediction you've got right this race, which I don't think you're allowed. You said you only had one a year.
Yeah, I think the world implodes and all sorts of guys. It might be the end of the world as we know it. But yeah, Isaac is up on the jacks, getting those new tyres on. You see he's just inputting a little bit of throttle. The wheels just start slightly spinning. Look, he's just raring to go. You can see he's ready to go. Where is Ben Spanky? So Ben Spanky is the driver I think he's going to come out just ahead of. Where is Ben Spanky? There we go. There is Ben Spanky. Oh, no way. There's no way, Connery. There is no way. He has. He's right in front of him. Oh, God. It's unbelievable.
That is...
that's an outrageous shout, isn't it? He found the gap.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just in awe.
That was the gap he was looking for. That's the gap I think Ottaviani probably should have gambled a bit earlier, because he would have been in that space as well. But yeah, whoever's race engineering this week for Isaac Price has absolutely nailed it. So obviously we've got to celebrate the driver. The driver's done an exceptional job. Isaac is very good. But his engineers made an absolute worldie of a call there. And yeah, look at the clear track he's got in front of him. Leads the race, a net lead. Like, he's absolutely smashing it today.
Absolutely doing very well indeed. As he comes across the start finish line, and there is Ottaviani just coming off the pit lane, and yeah, solidly behind. Kind of almost pretty much exactly with the same gap as when they came down in.
Yeah, we've got Timon in the chat saying cheers. He's listening. That's his race engineer. Oh, well, you know, I'll take a little bit of credit there, Timon, I think. But yeah, we're on the same page. Ben's Banky now leads the race. Bo Dixon up to second spot. Will Ben's Banky come in and give Bo Dixon, who is one of the most winningest champions of my race community, ACR, ever. Many championships on Race Room. He's won championships on all sorts of sims. But it'd be nice to see him in a top-end series representing distinct.gg. Is there that opportunity for him to lead a DTM eSports race? So Ben's Banky's currently got a big old gap to work with. Oh, okay. So me and Timon are going to be swapping positions next time round, guys. There you go. You heard it here first. I think Bo Dixon is about to lead a race. No, he comes in. Oh, so Bo Dixon was about to lead. Oh, he might actually lead if his pit box is a little bit further ahead. So are we about to see Bo Dixon, for the first time ever, lead a AAA tier eSports championship on Race Room? Oh, there's an overtaken opportunity in the pits. Oh, he's right behind him. It's not going to happen. Ben's Banky will stay ahead. Oh, it's such a shame. He just needs to stay out for one more lap. Oh, no. Oh, well.
Just one more lap.
Yeah, that would have been fun for sure. Isaac Price leads by 0.6, and this is where the BMW became a little bit faster in the first race. Well, add that car with some fresh tyres, I think there's a fight for the lead here with 8 minutes 50 seconds to go. I really do.
Ottaviani a tenth faster that last lap, so there might be evidence towards what you're saying there, Luke. It's obviously it's just one data point. We'll have to see the trend, but 8 minutes 30 still enough time to be able to make something happen here for Ottaviani.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good finale. Isaac Price just holding firm, and again, in terms of the points difference, there's such a significant difference in points from race 1 and race 2. It's almost double. So right now it's 40 points for race 1 and then 40 points for winning and 34 points for second. In race 1 it's 24 and 20 as we see just a sea of cars all battling for position here. So we're on board with Drafosakov, who's battling with Gianmarco Fiducci, who's in the Ferrari just in front. Then they've got Leonard Kripner, who might be about to be overtaken into turn number 1. And then amongst all of that, we've got a teammate there of Christian Mitchell, Philip Dre is trying to get involved. Mitchell's in behind them. So no love lost between teammates here, ladies and gentlemen. They are fighting.
Absolutely. So while the leaders may not be fighting just yet, the guys at the bottom end of the top 10 certainly are. A little bit of a repeat of races gone by, shall I say, with this particular fact. But all in that one big long train all together. Of course, all have gotten their mandatory pit stops out of the way, so that's not going to be a factor here anymore. It's all mano a mano, I suppose, as see Gianmarco Fiducci really tucked up underneath the Porsche of Leonard Kripner there. Getting really, really close, in fact pushing him down the straight perhaps. Here comes Dravosikov looking for a move, decides to back out of it. All a bit sketchy down into on the brakes into towards turn 1.
Yeah, starting to get spicy in this race. Look at the gap for the lead, it's 0.3. Ottaviani is looking for a first ever DTM eSports win and would become, well, he'd be our 4th different winner actually at 4 races, wouldn't he? It'd be as simple as that. So yeah, are we about to see a 4th different winner? Will Isaac Price claim a 2nd feature race win? So we're on board with Ottaviani. That gap will come down naturally with the slipstream. See, it's just nice, cool, calm, and indeed composed, wearing that R8G eSports shirt. Trying to get the power down nice and early. McLaren is probably the better car to be chasing in terms of overtaking than it would be in the Porsche. Porsche seems to be just a bit of a rocket ship in terms of grip on the exit of a corner. right now, this could be a very even battle indeed. So I'm excited to see how this goes down. But with what, 6 minutes left to go, which is about 7 laps, 7, maybe 8 laps. Ottaviani trying to get his first ever DTM eSports win.
Potentially. I mean, it's on the cards for sure. We've seen the end of the stint, as you mentioned. It's been a little bit more comfortable for Ottaviani than the beginning, and you can see he's catching, and forcing Isaac Price to actually go defensive here for the first time.
Yeah, I think Isaac's seen so many sends up the inside of turn 1, he just feels like, I have to defend that space. But realistically, I don't think he needs to. I think Ottaviani is far enough behind, although he's just protecting any kind of send. And also, you might be thinking, Ottaviani isn't going to do anything stupid, so if I make it obvious where I'm going here, you know, he knows he's going to take the outside line, and ultimately we're both going to get to the end of this race safely. Because if they do have a coming together, Lucas Muller would be able to pick up the pieces, because he's only 4 seconds behind them, 4.5 seconds behind them. So, yeah, they just don't want to make any silly mistakes.
No, they don't, they really don't. And, well, this might be you know, getting closer and closer down in towards the braking zone for turn 1. Price having to go defensive yet again. Ottaviani making the attempt around the outside, looking for the cut back off the corner. Doesn't quite get it done, but I mean, just sizing up his opposition now, isn't he?
This is just like Tim Yarshall versus Isaac Price in the first race. Tim Yarshall, of course, coming out on top, but Ottaviani's caught him about 4 minutes earlier than what Isaac Price did to Tim Yarshall. So this is going to go down to the wire, and we've just got plenty of laps for it to, you know, obviously bubble down to a really nice finish here. Again, if he can keep being really close on the final corner, then there's every opportunity to make that move in towards turn number 1. But Isaac Price just needs to figure out what is the best course of action. What do I need to do to guarantee myself being in the lead coming out of 1?
Here we go again. Just a little bit of a look, a little bit of a move. Again, you can see the BMW being very dynamic in searching for the appropriate line to be able to capitalize on any little mistake that Price might make, but he's not making any at the moment, to be fair. Ottaviani, he's going to have another good couple of attempts at this, though.
Yeah, 100%. It's all about patience into that final corner. If he can get close enough and then just be patient through there, the run up towards turn 1 is the key for him. Seems to be able to get really close up towards turn number 1, but again, he's probably the closest he's been so far. This is going to be very tight heading in towards turn number 1, but I think he just needs to be a little bit closer again. It's all about that patience. Every single corner is effectively setting him up for turn number 1. So he is now, again, got to try and set it up through 1 here, to then be quick through the chicane, and then give himself an opportunity to be close out of turn number 4. So you're almost setting up the move through turn number 1 for the next lap in turn number 1.
Yeah, you are. You're having to think so far in advance here. And Price will be very, very, very well aware of that. He's ultra experienced driver, knows exactly, it's been in this situation probably 15 million times, but he still needs to execute if he wants to get a feature race win and the first double race win of the season.
Yeah, first time to win 2 races, first driver to win 2 races would be Isaac Price, and the biggest or the most important factor of that is it would be 2 feature race wins, which are worth significantly more than the sprint. As Isaac Price makes a big mistake, Ottaviani follows him, and wow, that is the first chink in the armour that we have seen, ladies and gentlemen. But ultimately, he is going to survive. Ottaviani is a bit of a monkey-see, monkey-do situation. He's just followed exactly what Price has done. If he was a bit more composed there, that was a freebie.
Yeah. That tiny little error. I mean, those are the things you need to capitalize on. When the margins are this close, you have to pounce on those sort of things. You have to put yourself in the right position at the right time to be able to capitalize. It's not all about luck. You kind of create your own luck in racing.
No, 100%. This is the closest that Ottaviani has been this time around. He's got to try and force the issue. Isaac Price then will stay to the left-hand side of his part of the circuit. For us, it's the right-hand side. Ottaviani has got his nose up ahead, but that inside line is just so strong. And once they come down towards the chicane here, the only thing Ottaviani really could do is try and hold the outside line there with a bit of an overlap and pinch Isaac onto the first apex, meaning he's slow onto the exit down towards turn number 4. But this is the closest these two have been. Next time they cross the line, Connery, it's going to be 1 lap remaining. And oh boy, are we about to have a grandstand finish.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a look to the inside for Ottaviani. That's optimistic, and actually, it might give him the run.
It's brilliant. He's supposed to be so far. He's gone for a bit of a move there. And what he's tried to do is he's tried to get Isaac Price offline, not be perfectly on the power on the exit of the final corner. And ultimately, that is exactly what's happened here. Isaac will defend that inside line. Ottaviani forced to go around the outside again, gets his nose just up ahead. There is contact between the both of them. Ottaviani, though, has he got the power down early enough this time around to keep that overlap, to pinch him onto the apex of the first part of the chicane? He does, as we come through the chicane. Ottaviani round the outside. Is he going to run into the wall, though? He isn't. Oh, Isaac Price reads it like it's a book. He now has the inside line. This is fantastic stuff. Ottaviani just about ahead. Has to again pinch Isaac onto the apex. Make sure he's slow on the exit of the final corner. Isaac runs super deep. I think Ottaviani's going to get the better run though. Oh, this is going to be a drag race. I think Ottaviani's got him. This is brilliant stuff from them both. Just about on the limit. And Ottaviani, oh, take a bow. The pressure was on, but it does not matter. Delightful drive from him. You can see what it means to the Italian. And oh boy, that was a grandstand finish that we wanted. Brilliant stuff.
Just look at him, he's ecstatic about that. It was a big door shove to the insides coming through the final corner. You can see exactly the intentions of both drivers there. But in the end, it was Ottaviani coming out on top, a 4th different winner here in the DTM eSports Series for 2025. That just goes to show how competitive this season is.
Alessandro Ottaviani, the race winner, your first ever DTM eSports race win. What a way to do it.
I can't believe it, guys. It was so crazy, so crazy. Yeah, after like 3-4 laps, I was just thinking in my mind, okay, P2 is already a great position, you know, another podium. So yeah, but I never expected some kind of final. So yeah, very, very happy.
No, fantastic stuff, mate. Talk us through the final corner there, where Isaac obviously has absolutely sent it, but you've managed to hold on. Were you expecting anything less?
Yeah, I think it was quite a tricky situation because we were, you know, side by side. He tried to send, I tried to give him space. I have to review it because we had a small touch, but I think it was everything, you know, normal. And then I just, you know, went full throttle on the exit and just tried to, okay, now it's, you know, a sort of sprint. I was expecting that kind of overtake, so I just tried to give him space, but yeah, it works. So yeah, that was I love a race for sure.
Well, final one from me, but please stick around because I want you and Isaac to have a chat together during this interview. We spoke to Tim last year when he won his first ever DTM eSports race, and it was enough for it to propel him with the confidence to be a champion. Philip Drees, of course, was a first-time winner last time out. Do you believe this race win can give you that confidence to go all the way this season?
For sure, it's you know, boost in terms of confidence because after last race, I was just you know,
Isaac's in here as well. It's all good. You carry on.
Congrats, by the way, Isaac. Nice race. So yeah, for sure, it's a boost in terms of confidence. After, you know, the first race, I was quite, you know, not really motivated because I knew, okay, yeah, I'm doing good about my driving performance. I was not that, you know, there was nothing about, you know, complain, maybe just, you know, little bit stuff like to make it better. But yeah, for sure, I'm not gonna say that I will do same kind of performance in next round, but for sure, you know, it's a boost for me in terms of confidence, and you know, I will just approach the other race, you know, even more motivated.
Excellent. Well, just stick around for us, Alessandro.
What was really the difference between your performance in race number 1 and race number 2? What what changed for you? Because it seemed like everyone was trying to get past you, you know, a trainer car trying to get past you in race number 1. It wasn't the most comfortable situation to be in, but in race number 2, you were just there on the back of Isaac Price constantly. So what was the difference there between the two races?
I think after race 1, I knew I had, you know, the confirmation that today I was competitive. You know, the mixed car and driver and setup was, you know, a good match. So I started race 2, you know, just more chill and confident about that I was able to score some good result. And to be honest, I was never expecting a victory. My goal was to do like 2 top 5 or 2 top 7, something like that. But yeah, it just been incredible after the start of race 2. I knew that I was able to stay with Isaac, also, of course, thanks to the slipstream, but I was never expecting to attack him. My idea was just to, okay, just follow him, just follow his strategy, and yeah, let's see what will happen in the final laps of the race. I knew that in the first part of the stint, I was able to hit more the tires, hit quicker the tires than the McLaren. So probably it makes the difference, to close the gap in the second stint, in the first laps, because I was able to, you know, warm up better my tires, and then it was just crazy, just crazy on up.
Yeah, and obviously the McLaren which Isaac was driving had a lot of ballast on it, which didn't help his tire issues, you know, towards the end. So that's why he might have fallen off a little bit better, a little bit more. Sorry, but yeah, it's, you know, incredible performance from you today. It's, you know, if there's one race to win, it's gonna be a race 2, right? That's where the double points come in. So yeah, fantastic.
Hai visto in azione un pilota che non solo è velocissimo, ma che ogni giorno forma e fa crescere decine di sim driver. Alessandro Ottaviani è un senior coach di Università del Sim Racing e se vuoi migliorare davvero la tua guida, la tua visione di gara, la tua mentalità da pilota, i nostri coach fanno al caso tuo. Vuoi scoprire cosa possiamo fare insieme per il tuo percorso nel sim racing? Prenota ora la tua consulenza personalizzata. Trovi il link qui sotto in descrizione. Il primo passo per diventare un top driver inizia da qui.